High above the cold and restless shores of Northumberland, where violent winds crash endlessly against ancient stone, and the endless roar of the North Sea never truly fades, stands a fortress that has witnessed more than 14 centuries of war, betrayal, ambition, and survival. This is Bamburgh Castle. Its towering walls rise from jagged cliffs like a silent guardian, battered by centuries of storms, invasions, and time itself. Beneath its shadow, countless lives have been lost, and countless secrets have been buried within its stone. But when darkness falls, when the final visitors depart, and storms roll in from the ocean, cloaking the castle in rain, mist, and thunder, the castle does not sleep, because one watchman still walks its walls. They call him the Night Sentinel. For centuries, Bamburgh Castle stood as the heart of the ancient kingdom of Northumbria. From these halls, kings commanded armies, judged prisoners, and decided the fate of entire regions. Beneath these towers, soldiers trained, weapons were sharpened, and battle plans were whispered in candlelit chambers. And in those violent and uncertain times, one role stood above all others in importance and danger: the watchman. Standing alone through freezing nights and relentless storms, his task was simple yet deadly. Watch the sea, guard the walls, and if danger approached, sound the alarm, even if it meant sacrificing his life. One brutal winter night in the 14th century, the sky above Bamburgh turned black with storm clouds. A merciless wind howled across the battlements, carrying salt spray from the crashing waves far below. Thunder shattered the heavens, and lightning split the darkness again and again, briefly revealing the raging sea. Yet one lone guard remained at his post. Cold rain soaked through his cloak, freezing winds burned his skin, his hands trembled, locked tightly around his spear. Still, he did not move. Enemy ships were rumored to be approaching under the cover of the storm, hoping to strike when visibility was lost and defenses weakened. So the watchman fixed his gaze upon the black horizon, refusing to blink, refusing to rest. Minutes stretched into hours. The storm grew savage. Then, suddenly, a blinding flash of lightning tore across the sky, followed by an earth-shaking crack of thunder, and the watchman collapsed. Whether his heart failed from the cold, whether exhaustion finally claimed him, or whether something unseen reached out from the darkness, no one truly knows. Because when the guards arrived at dawn, climbing the slick stone steps to the battlements, his body was gone. No blood, no footprints, no sign of struggle. Only his spear remained, standing upright against the wall, as if carefully placed there by unseen hands. Whispers spread through the fortress. Some claimed the sea had claimed him. Others believed dark forces had taken him. But none could explain the impossible silence his disappearance left behind. Weeks later, during another violent storm, a terrified soldier staggered into the barracks, pale and shaking. He claimed to have seen a shadowy figure pacing the ramparts, walking slowly through the driving rain, carrying a spear and staring out toward the sea. Commanders dismissed it as exhaustion and fear, until more sightings followed. Always during storms, always at night, always along the same ancient stretch of wall. Witnesses described a tall, dark figure, cloaked in shadow and mist, his movements slow and deliberate. Some swore they heard the faint scrape of boots against stone. Others felt an icy presence brush past them, leaving their skin numb and their breath frozen in their lungs. He never spoke, he never turned, he only watched. Centuries passed, and the world changed. Kingdoms rose and fell, wars ended, cannons replaced swords, electricity replaced torchlight, yet the sightings never ceased. Even today, visitors and staff report terrifying encounters. Security guards speak of hearing heavy footsteps echoing across empty ramparts, even when security cameras show no one there. Tourists capture strange, misty figures in photographs, shapes that vanish the moment the shutter closes. Some claim to feel a crushing sense of dread, as if unseen eyes are fixed upon them from the darkness. During violent storms, staff members have seen a dark silhouette standing exactly where the ancient watchman once stood, unmoving, staring out across the raging sea. And when they approach, it vanishes. One night guard later whispered, his voice barely steady, "I saw him clearly, a tall shadow, watching the sea. I thought it was another guard. Then I realized I was completely alone." Paranormal researchers believe the Night Sentinel is not trapped by fear, rage, or unfinished business, but by duty. His sense of responsibility was so absolute, so deeply carved into his soul, that even death could not release him. Storms, which once signaled approaching danger, now awaken him. Every crash of thunder, every flash of lightning summons him back to his post, forever guarding, forever waiting, a soldier who never stood down. Locals whisper that if you see the Night Sentinel, a violent storm will soon strike, and some say if you meet his gaze, you may feel an overwhelming wave of terror and sorrow, as though he is silently warning you to leave before disaster arrives. Perhaps he still protects the land, or perhaps he is trapped in an endless loop of unfinished duty, condemned to walk the battlements until time itself comes to an end. Tonight, as the wind howls across the cliffs of Northumberland and thunder rolls across the dark, restless sea, remember, somewhere atop those ancient walls, a lone figure still stands, waiting, watching, guarding. Because for the Night Sentinel of Bamburgh Castle, duty does not end with death.